All right, what to do, everybody? It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. Wanted to do a little bit different kind of episode today. There's several shows that are coming up this summer that I'm interested in watching and covering, and kind of want to just kind of go over all of them and give a preview of each of them. Kind of talk about why I'm interested, uh, and then also cover the premiere date and just kind of just give my thoughts. See what y'all think, which ones y'all are interested in, and kind of go from there. And if I cover these as part of like a larger podcast episode, I'll probably clip that little part that I talk about whatever show and put it out as a separate video because I really kind of want to. Like I said, there's several shows this summer, very interesting. I want to cover, and yeah. So let's get started. Let's get into the video. Um, the first show I want to cover is the Acolyte. I might be butchering the name of that, but that's a new Jedi show, like a new Star Wars show about Jedis. I don't know much about it, and that show is actually the one that has the first episode's already premiered. So I need to get on that, watch the episode, and give my thoughts on, kind of get in touch with the series, see what it's about, the background of it, so I can let y'all guys know, and then also give my thoughts on the episode and kind of what I think about it. Um, that premieres on June 4th. Again, the Acolyte. Kind of what's driving my interest in this show is I've watched The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. Um, I really fuck with The Mandalorian. That has 3 or 4 seasons. I really liked all of it, the whole show. I'm kind of disappointed that they're gonna end the series with a movie. But that's the first series that kind of got all these mini-series started, I feel like, for Star Wars. And at this point, the Star Wars series are much, much better than the movies. Uh, so yeah, I like The Mandalorian. I also watched the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka. I liked all those shows. The Book of Boba Fett kind of tied into The Mandalorian. And Ahsoka did a little bit too, but the Book of Boba Fett more so. But they were all really good. Um, and then also as far as Star Wars, of course, I watched the original uh, trilogy and then the prequel trilogy. I enjoy that whole original six saga really well. I don't really mess with the last nine or the last three, seven, eight, nine. Um, I saw seven and part of eight. They just weren't my thing. I didn't like them. Um, but the original Star Wars six movies are really really good. So that's what really got me being a fan of the whole Star Wars thing. So we'll see about the Acolyte. Look for a video on that soon. The next thing I want to check out is the House of Dragons season two, which premieres June 16th. As far as this goes and what's driving my interest, I've seen the original Game of Thrones series one time all the way through. I'm actually in the process of watching it again just to pick up on anything I may have missed and, kind of get more entrenched in it. I've seen the season one House of Dragons. I actually could probably watch that again, honestly. But I looked up some notes for this video. It's Damon and Rhaenyra, which I do remember, are versus the Hightowers, which is Alicent and her dad, and then she did have one son to Rhaenyra's dad before he died, which get or like a couple kids. So that gives her like some Targaryens on her side too. So it's Targaryens versus Targaryens with some Hightowers mixed in. It's a good show. I'm really ready for that to kick off again and see where the war is gonna go because at the end of season one, it was really they left it off where the fighting was about to start and it was about to get super interesting. So I'm excited to see how season two goes and kind of if they're gonna make it a 3 season show or maybe even longer, but just see how much story they have to work with. And um, I'm really interested to see other Game of Thrones spin-off series. Star Wars has many. We're gonna cover here in a minute. The Walking Dead has many. I would really like to see Game of Thrones. They were supposed to have a Jon Snow spin-off, and maybe another one was rumored. But I'd really like to see some more spin-offs, maybe before the timeline of Jon Snow and the whole Game of Thrones that we know and love. I think it's the I don't want to butcher this, but it's the Song of Fire and Ice, I believe. I want to see some stuff before that, more prequel series, but that's just me. So anyway, yeah, again, House of Dragons season two starts on June 16th, so look out for a video on that too. The next show I want to check out is Horizon, which premieres on June 28th. This is a Western by Kevin Costner, and it looks to be like a mini saga series. And when I say that, I mean to say I believe each episode is going to be more or less like a movie, which is going to be like 2 or 3 hours. And I believe they're not going to release it all at once. It's going to be released like kind of months apart. So I'm interested to see how good it's going to be and how that's going to be perceived and like digested by the audience and like how people feel about watching an episode and then having to wait months for like the follow up. Another Western that was similar to this is Lonesome Dove, which is a really good Western where they released it as like a mini saga thing, but it was released, I believe, all in the same week. So like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where you'd watch, you know, basically 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, or whatever, and finish it all up. Whereas this is going to be released months apart. So I'm eager to see how the overall quality is, if, how the interest is, how people mess with it, and then also how people feel about waiting months for the next piece of it. So we'll see. Kevin Costner was really good in Yellowstone, which is a recent Western. I liked seasons 1 through about 3. After that, it got a little cheesy for me. Um, but he's been good, and I'm eager to see how Horizon is. The trailers look good. Some of the movies that kind of got me into the Western. I grew up on the Western genre, but just gonna name off some of the movies that were pretty big to me as a kid and like pretty good westerns that I enjoyed. As I mentioned before, Lonesome Dove, which has Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones. It's a real good mini series western movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Tombstone is another one, and then all the movies after this are John Wayne movies. I was real big on John Wayne as a kid because of my dad. McClintock, True Grit, El Dorado, Rio Bravo. Those are a few. There's probably I could name probably 15 if I wanted, but those are just a few. Uh, I guess another one, good wild card one that I just thought of right now with John Wayne that I'll throw in is the Alamo. He was in a good rendition of that. Uh, then I have a few Clint Eastwood movies because he was pretty good. Not as big a fan of his as John Wayne, but The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and The Outlaw Josie Wales are both good movies that I've seen of his. Uh, and then a couple of wild card ones I'll throw in at the end are American Outlaw, or I believe it's American Outlaws, which had Colin Farrell as uh, Jesse James and Scott Conn as his cousin. Uh, that's a really good one. If you haven't seen that one, check out American Outlaws. It was released in like the early 2000s. And then a more recent one that I really appreciated was Django. I felt like it was done really well. There was a lot of authenticity and a lot of realism to it, and just told a good story. So those are some of the westerns that I kind of got me into the genre and kind of had me looking forward to Horizon, again, which premieres on June 28th. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna look. Um, the next thing I want to cover is Walking Dead. I've been a huge Walking Dead fan since the beginning. Uh, Actually, I probably found out about it when it was about in season 3 or 4, and I binge watched to like catch up to the point that it was at, and then from then on, been a huge fan. Um, love the original series. Uh, but anyway, the shows I'm looking at are the Daryl show. Season 2 is expected later this summer, so summer 2024. Uh, I enjoyed season 1. It was really good. You know, Daryl being in a new location, different stuff going on, all new characters. It was pretty good. Um, Obviously, everyone loves Daryl. And then, of course, I've seen season 1 of the Daryl show, and the other show I have seen season 1 of and would like to see season 2 and cover is the Negan and Maggie show, which is called Dead City. Um, Maggie's okay. She just kind of does whatever. I really like the Negan character. Ever since Rick left the Walking Dead universe, I feel like Negan is like the main man, pretty much. I really am always a fan of him because he's down to just do crazy shit. And for me, it's like it's a TV show. It's about zombies. I want to see somebody doing crazy shit that I would like to dream that I could do. Oh, if I was a badass, I would do this. I would do that. That's what Negan does. It's like, okay, in everyone's wildest dreams, if they were a badass, that's what Negan does. You know, he's the zombie apocalypse badass. So I'm always gonna want to see more of him doing badass shit. You know, and fucking cussing at people and telling people off and shit. So I'm excited for season 2 of that, which I believe is not going to be till next year. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit. But I need that Negan. I need more of it. So, and then I think the last show I wanted to cover is season 26 of Big Brother, which premieres on July 17th. Now, I've been a Big Brother fan. This is kind of my guilty pleasure. I know it's not like the most fucking masculine show or anything. It's a lot of fucking cheese and drama, but I kind of need it. It gives me what I need. It's a good laugh for sure. Um, I've been into Big Brother for a while. My grandma actually got me into it way back in the day. I'm gonna kind of list off the seasons that I've seen just to kind of give you guys a hint to what I'm privy to and what I my some of my Big Brother knowledge, even though I'm sure it could improve and I could brush up on some of the seasons I've seen even. But I've seen season two, which to me, when I looked it up and did research, season two to me is really season one because season one was played with like totally different rules than all the other Big Brothers. But anyhow, so I've seen season two. I've seen the majority of season five, the majority of season six, season seven, season eight, 10, 14, 16, uh, part of season 17. I would say probably a little more than half. And then season 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I've seen all of them. So I kind of surprised myself, but when went back and looked at all the winners, I started remembering like, oh, I have seen all these seasons all the way to the end for the last what is that? 7 years. So that's not bad. So I'm excited for season 26. Big Brother is always a big deal. It's good to it's like I would say the first half is almost more exciting than the second half, but you always like to see who wins. But the first half is really cool with seeing who they pick, your pick on who's gonna win, seeing how they get into the house, and there's a total difference between day one, week one, and then week two, three, four, five. When they really get into playing the game, you start to see people's evolution, who breaks, and all this interesting psychology shit, and how people interact. So it's always really interesting. It's always something really fun to talk about with the homies, and I'm really looking forward to this season. Again, Big Brother 26 premieres July 17th. And I think I'm gonna be covering all these different shows I've talked about with little videos, kind of like this one, and giving my thoughts on them. Uh, and going, I'm gonna have a different video for obviously each show, as I go along and go in depth. But for Big Brother, I think I want to do something a little bit different. Uh, I think I want to go live as much as possible, as much as I'm available when Big Brother is airing, and give my reaction live as I'm watching the episode, along with the episode. That way, if anyone's watching, they can be watching me live or at least have me on the background. That way, if something really good happens and then it goes to commercial break, you can be like, all right, what the fuck did Logan say? Let me just go back 2 minutes, 5 minutes during his live stream and see what his reaction was to what just happened. You know what I mean? So I think if anyone's a Big Brother fan, that might be something that's cool, that's interactive, that we can watch along together, or at least you can go back and be slightly behind live and see what I'm seeing. So anyway, or what my reaction is, we can laugh along and criticize these fools together. So anyway, I think that's the video for today for this little update on shows. But anyway, there's what, one, two, three, four, five different shows. I guess six if you count the two different Walking Dead shows that are coming up within the next few months. I guess, well, five, because the Walking Dead show, Dead City, is not till next year. So five shows within the next couple months that are kicking off that I'm gonna cover on the channel. You guys give me your thoughts, opinions, any shows y'all are watching that you think I would like that we could cover here on the channel. And yeah, I guess that's it for today's video. We'll see y'all here with the Acolyte video soon. And until next time, LOG, where there's smoke, we out. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Later.